here in the third quarter. Biggest lead for DePaul, 11. The biggest lead for Creighton at 12. Faber wanted it deep on Allen, and Audrey Faber will finish it. A 1-point game. Stonewall deep three. Shante Stonewall will knock it down. Her 11th point of the night. Her 11th-3 of the season.
A nice little pick and pop there by DePaul. So much good textbook basketball out of the DePaul Blue Demons. Really do a nice job of playing off of each other.
Faber will look for the three, and there it goes. Audrey Faber, she had 5 threes. The win over Vanderbilt, it's her first tonight. We're back to a 1-point difference.
Boy, Faber really showing her versatility. Of course, she is good in the paint with her size at 6'2", but then popping out and knocking down a three with defenders in her face.
Second leading scorer in the Big East at 17.2 points per game.
And I've mentioned it before over the years, but I feel like in recent years, Dave, you're starting to see that more and more out of bigs where they have that versatility in their game. You see it out of Marte Grays, DePaul's big, Audrey Faber. They can do it all, inside and out.
Faber and Grays. Elger and Held now. They're clearing out for Olivia Elger. She'll not able to get the spin off the backboard, but she will go to the line and shoot for the lead.
She has become very offensive minded here, Olivia Elger, and another Creighton player who has faced an injury this season. She missed a couple of games. It has just been one player after another who has been in and out of the lineup for Jim Flannery with injury, and he's really had a hodgepodge of starters and different rotations based on all of the injuries that this team has faced.
And with that free throw, Olivia Elger will give the lead back to the Blue Jays. They have clawed back from an 11-point deficit, outscoring DePaul 25-18 here in the third quarter. We're in the final minute of play. Grays gets a good look at it. Marte Grays will hit her first three in the night.
Exactly what I was saying, a big who can step out and knock down a three, no problem. We've seen it now, almost back-to-back plays from Faber and now Marte Graves from DePaul. 2
preseason first-team picks in the Big East. 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Sarda, they clear out for her, works on Allen, and Tammy Sarda will roll it in. Quickly the other way to Held, looking to beat the clock, turns the corner with the left hand. Oh my goodness, Lexi Held.
Oh my goodness. I was wondering if that one was gonna go in. Holy cow, a flurry there in the final seconds. These two teams are keeping us on our toes, that is for sure. But how about that strong move to the basket by Lexi Held? Wow.
And it gives DePaul a 2-point lead. We head to the fourth here in the Big East Digital Network.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't. Driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
to know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
And you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
This is what a Big East game is supposed to feel like, and it's coming to you in the opening game of the Big East Conference season here on the Big East Digital Network. Creighton to start the fourth quarter. Elger for the lead. Stonewall to Campbell. 65-63. That quarter was won by Creighton. Steal by Jalen Agnew. Agnew on Dahlman. Defense from Dahlman. Agnew, the persistence to favor. Gray's a hand on the ball. We'll reset at the top. Sarda for the lead. Temi Sarda. Her 13th point of the night, her second three, and Creighton goes back on top, 66-65.
And this is not an easy place to get down, especially big. Hats off to Creighton for being so poised and under control and regaining that lead. That is big to come in here and do that on this floor. A lot of game left, obviously, but the fact that these guys have been able to weather that DePaul storm, because it was furious in that second quarter, Dave, the way that the DePaul was just stringing points together and shutting down Creighton at the same time.
Well, the two words that come to my mind in this game to describe this game are the explosiveness of DePaul and the resiliency of Creighton.
Yep.
Good free throw shooter at the line. Rebecca Dahlman checking in. Leads the Big East 88% from the free throw line for the senior. And those two free throws for Dahlman will put the lead back on the Blue Demons side. We've had 5 lead changes and 8 ties. Doug Bruno working in a Big East Conference opener in his 33rd season on the court here that has been named for him. Doug Bruno Court inside McGrath-Phillips Arena. 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter.
And this was a concern that Doug Bruno told us about, his team's maybe thinking or mentality that they can just turn it on and off. And sometimes that makes them a very, very good team and sometimes a not so good team in his words. And they've got to work on that consistency, but the fact is they really can turn it on. But that's what they need right now. They need some on.
Agnew had to force it up, nearly made it. Rembow there. Agnew again. Faber may have gotten off with a push there, but she'll put it back in. A dozen points for Audrey Faber and a lead to the Blue Jays.
Audrey Faber timing that rebound perfectly off of Agnew's miss, and those two have played together for a long time. 4-year players for Creighton live together, go to a lot of the same classes together. They're in business classes together at Creighton. All 4 of Creighton's 4-year players have lived together for the last 3 years. And Jim Flannery says that that's part of the reason that this team is so poised and together on the floor. They've got a great chemistry starting at the top with their leaders.
Milner's not had too many good looks from threes. She does not have a three-pointer tonight. This is Sonia Morris. 10-point second quarter. Here's Milner on the inside. The lead bounces back to DePaul with 7:45 to play. What a way to open the conference season. Baseline, Faber on Grays. Audrey Faber will roll it in. She has 14 points. And we trade leads once again. Now Grays in the post. No whistle. Loose ball. Morris wanted the timeout. Did she get it? Doug Bruno actually is officially given credit for calling the timeout. Great hustle on the play from Sonia Morris.
Sonia Morris was calling for a timeout though herself. A great heads-up play by the freshman.
7:18 to play in the ball game. DePaul down by 1 at 70-69. The Blue Demons will host Providence on Monday. Creighton will travel up north to Milwaukee and take on Marquette. Both of those ball games scheduled to tip off at 2 o'clock. And we will be here. You will be receiving both those games on the Big East Digital Network. Patricia and I will be here, and Providence will look to bounce back from a decisive loss to Marquette today. The Friars fell to Marquette 85-46. Georgetown knocked off Xavier 68-61. There was a 2-point lead for Villanova at halftime over Butler. An update on that midway through the third quarter. Villanova leads the Bulldogs 38-33. And how about Butler in the conference? The Bulldogs' best record in the league coming into this, a 10-1 mark for Butler. Villanova 8-2. Of course, you had DePaul and Marquette, the two ranked teams in the league, both at 9-3 coming into today's play.
Well, I'll tell you what, Butler 10-1 and a very impressive win over Ohio State. Huge win for the conference, a huge win for Butler. Tori Schickel, Doug Bruno, and Jim Flannery very high on her as also another potential player of the year in the Big East when all is said and done. That is going to be a tough Butler team this season in Big East Conference play.
Here are your leading scorers in this game. 3 players for Creighton with 14 points each. Temi Sarda along with Brooke Kissinger and Audrey Faber. On the other side for DePaul, they have 4 players in double figures led by Shante Stonewall's 11 points, 10 each from Lexi Held, Ashley Milder, and Sonia Morris. The X factor tonight, no doubt about it, has been Brooke Kissinger. Came into this game averaging 1.7 points per game, and in fact, Kissinger did not get big minutes coming in to this game, averaging only about 11.6 minutes, but she has had the hot hand tonight. 4 threes and 14 points for the senior from Minden, Nebraska.
You know, and that's when you know that you are doing something right as a head coach and your staff, when you can bring in players off the bench like that and they can give you a big game or in against a good team. You know that you're building a program that has depth, that you're getting good players across the board. DePaul very much like that as well. Doug Bruno is able to shuffle in a lot of players and who all have the potential of having big games. Tanita Allen comes off the bench and has had some huge games this season. Lexi Held, we mentioned her 28 points against Savannah State this year. She's been a 2-time Big East Freshman of the Week. Deepa Kelja has given DePaul huge games off the bench. You need to have those kind of players who can come in, give you big minutes, big plays when you need a little bit of a spark.
Speaking of Kelly Campbell, she leads all rebounders with 13 boards tonight. DePaul trails by 1. Campbell with it. Shot clock's at 10. Good position for Graves.
Well,
big rebound, Agnew.
Isn't it?
That may be a foul on Marte Graves. If it is, that would be her 4th.
Getting physical inside with these players, recognizing how important each and every possession is in these last 7 minutes in a 1-point ball game.
The 4th foul on Marte Graves comes with DePaul trailing by 1, and we're under 7 minutes to play. The ball in the lead for Creighton. It's been a long time since that's happened for the Blue Jays. Back in the early part of the second quarter. We're down to the final 6:40. Audrey Faber. Give it up to Elger. Elger's been huge tonight. Faber versus Allen. Now doubled up. Audrey Faber, 70% free throw shooter, will get 2.
You mentioned Elger being big for Creighton tonight. I was starting to tell the story about how 4 of Creighton's 4-year players have lived together for the last 3 years, creating a nice chemistry with the leaders on this team. Also, one of those players is Olivia Alger, and another one of those players is Allie Green, who we haven't talked about her tonight yet. She is no longer playing for Creighton. She has officially retired. Poor Allie Green has had so many injuries over the course of her career, with knee injuries, all kinds of problems, and decided after re-injuring herself this year to give up basketball, end her career. She will still be affiliated with the team, still going to games, traveling much of the time with Creighton, but you always feel so bad when you hear a story like that for any ball player, to have to really just decide with consulting her doctors that it's time to call it quits.
Alger picks up that foul, each team with 2 team fouls here in the 4th quarter. Stonewall wanted it in deep. The turnaround. And off the glass for Stonewall.
What a tough shot for Shantae Stonewall, who has really come out of her shell this season. We saw hints of it last year. She was super tough as a sophomore, but she has really taken her game to the next level. Is so confident in the post with her moves in the paint.
It is Brooke Kissinger's night. She rattles that one home from the corner, and it's a 3-point lead for the Creighton Blue Jays. 17 points for Kissinger. Morris on the drive, and Kissinger will get a hand on it and knock it off of Sonia Morris. So now the Blue Jays with 5:42 to play, a 3-point lead in the ball. Creighton coming into this game 6-5. They had a stretch where they were 1-4 when they were in the midst of that injury run. Winners of 5 of their last 6. DePaul on a 5-game winning streak as part of their 9-3 record and 19th ranking in the country. Faber passes out of the double team. They get it to the hot hand. Kissinger, unbelievable.
Wow, that was great ball movement by Creighton. Seeing who was open, somebody had to be when the double team came on Faber.
20 points for Kissinger. Campbell to Allen. DePaul down by 6, under 5 minutes to play. That'll be a whistle. It will go against Jalen Agnew. Brooke Kissinger this season, through 11 games, scored a total of 19 points. Tonight, she has 20. And her team leads it by 6, 77-71. 4:50 to play here in your Big East opener.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
to know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
And you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
The 19th ranked DePaul Blue Demons in a little bit of a jam right here, down by 6 with 4:50 to play in Chicago. Lexi Held, number 10, back in the ball game for DePaul. She has 10 points. Milner, 3. Banks it in, her first 3 of the night. It wasn't pretty, but it cuts the lead in half for the Blue Demons.
But it's still good. Paul needed that. Ashton Millender needed that. 1 of 5 from 3-point range is Ashton Millender, and normally DePaul's best 3-point shooter.
And now it's all about stops on both ends. Elger, a little glancing blow, and she nearly tracks the ball down in the corner.
Such a strange game. Rarely is DePaul outshot from 3-point range, but DePaul with 9 threes, which is very respectable. Creighton with 12.
Millender, that's her spot. Coming up on 4 minutes left. A 3-point lead in the ball for the Creighton Blue Jays. Looking to get one here on the road. Jalen Agnew's been held to just 6 points tonight, but she's had the slack picked up by Brooke Kissinger's 20. Faber will muscle her way in. Tough shot in traffic. Good defense by Stonewall. They feed the freshman Held. Millender in the corner.
Nice hustle to keep that ball alive for DePaul.
Campbell wanted it. On the drive, Kelly Campbell will head to the free throw line. Campbell, an 89% free throw shooter.
And I like that play by Kelly Campbell because the tendency here is to get it back all at once. DePaul, a great 3-point shooting team. Kelly Campbell thought about that 3, but then realized that she had a path to the basket. I like that by Kelly Campbell. Just take what the defense gives you.
These are 2 excellent free throw shooting teams. 9th and 10th in the country, 1 and 2 in conference play. Campbell gets 1 of 2. DePaul 79% on the year, as is Creighton. Here comes the pressure. DePaul has been devastating defending the full court, defending the inbounds pass full court.
And this is where this team can make such a difference defensively, is in this full court. Trapping, putting on the pressure, and then getting an offense to continue to go too fast in the front court.
Held will get the block. Serta beat Held around the corner, but Lexi Held stayed clean. Down to the final 3:14. And the race is on. Agnew playing with that brace on her right hand. Will get it back to Serta. They're working hard on Faber inside. A screen around the corner for Tatum Rembow. 4-point difference, under 3 minutes to play. Marte Gray's on the bench with 4 fouls, but Shantae Stonewall will pick up the slack and cut the lead to 2. That'll be on Campbell. Just the first foul on Kelly Campbell. How about Audrey Faber playing clean. She picked up 2 early fouls in this game. She has not fouled since. And Grays is back in with 2.5 left.
And meanwhile, Audrey Faber has really picked up her offense as well. She's quiet offensively in the first half, but now has 15 points.
10 of those coming in the second half. Campbell to steal. Millender. She'll spin, scoop and score!
And the crowd is going nuts. Wow, what a take by Ashton Millender. She was not going to be denied.
79-79. 2:10 left. The eyes of the Big East Conference are on Chicago here in this season opener. Creighton led by 12 early. DePaul led by 11 in the second quarter. Now will be a block against Lexi Held.
Lexi Held hoping for a push off on that. She thought that she was moving her feet and in good position. Every possession so critical at this point. Oh!
Grays the clean pick to Millender. She has Stonewall. Shante Stonewall for the lead.
How about that unselfishness? Ashton Millender just made that same layup. She could have taken it again, but Shante Stonewall just a little more open. Great team basketball starting on the defensive end by Marte Graves, just snatching that ball away, and DePaul getting the horses out.
How about Grays? The steal coming with 4 fouls. Millender to Stonewall, that's for the lead.
I love that play by Ashton Millender, just giving it up. Shante Stonewall, a little bit of a more clear path to the basket. That's what this team does so well, is that they share the basketball, they get open shots, they shoot high percentage shots. They can just get back into a game, regain a lead so quickly, especially with the pressure that they can put on you defensively. Creighton at this point gonna have to really take care of the basketball with every catch of the ball.
Possession arrow belongs to Creighton, each team with 4 fouls here in the quarter.
Every dribble of the ball.
Grays now guarding Elger. Height advantage to Marte Grays. They switch. Stonewall now with Elger.
You can feel the pickup.
Shot clock with 8 seconds. Sarda, too strong. Held snatches it out of there.
That defensive intensity by DePaul just picked up about tenfold in the last minute or so.
The ball in a 2-point lead. We approach a minute to play, and a travel on Held as she dished it to Grays.
Lexi Held, a freshman, and every now and then you get a little happy feet out there as a younger player, and that's what both of these teams right now are going to have to avoid, just a sloppy mistake that where you're just not thinking, or you're not really in tune with what you're doing with your body. You can't have any of those right now in this game with 1 minute left, a 2-point game.
Neither one of these teams, actually I should say DePaul, has been in one game where it was decided by less than 5 points. That was an overtime loss to 15th ranked Syracuse. Creighton has not been in a game that has been decided by 1 to 5 points. They are, however, 2-1 on games decided by 6 to 10. I don't think we're going to get to 6 to 10 here in the final 65 seconds. 81-79, and this has been, as you said, one of the most unique games. It has been a game that has exploited each of these two teams' strengths. You talk about punch, counter punch. We have seen it here tonight.
Well, both teams have hit their threes, and then when the defense takes that away, we've seen some really nice drives to the basket by both teams, and both teams have come up with some really tough defensive plays as well.
We have 60 seconds to play in regulation.
These two teams were ready to start Big East Conference play, that is for sure.
Sarda will give it up to Elger with 10 on the shot clock. Faber against Millender. She'll step out and hit it. It rattled in. A three ball from Audrey Faber hit all sides of the rim and stayed down, and Creighton will go on top by 1. 40 seconds to play in a 1-point game.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing.
And the pause we had was the replays checking out as to whether this indeed was a three from Faber. Watch her right toe. Behind the line.
It was, but it was close, not by much. But the officials decided that was indeed a three, so Creighton with the 1-point lead.
82-81. With 30 seconds to play. Campbell spinning, looking for a foul, didn't get it.
Nice rebound by Held.
Into the hands of Faber. The shot clock is off, and Audrey Faber will walk to the other end. Faber, a 70% free throw shooter. Tonight, Faber 2 of 3 from the line. She'll be there for 2 with 23 seconds left. .13 second half points for the second leading scorer in the Big East. 18 for the game. 2 huge free throws here. And that for a 2-point lead. Now remember, Creighton also with 4 fouls. So they cannot afford to give a foul here. Here's a big free throw attempt for Faber. A 2-point difference with 20 seconds left. Timeout, DePaul. So a lot of folks would ask at this stage, who is DePaul's go-to player?
I knew you were going to say that, and the answer is anybody.
Anybody.
Anybody who's on the floor. We were just talking to Doug Bruno about this the other day, and we were saying, do you feel like you have a go-to player yet on this team? Because no one has really emerged as that huge scoring threat. Everybody's kind of around the same in terms of points per game for DePaul. A lot of different people have had big games for DePaul. He told us that, look, if we needed a 3, we'd probably try to get it into the hands of Ashton Miller. She's our best 3-point shooter. She's one of the top 3-point shooters in the country. Now, if you're going for the win, maybe they're going to look to get it to Ashton. But honestly, the thing that's so tough about DePaul and why this team is ranked 19th in the country is that they have that kind of versatility up and down their lineup. Anybody can take a big shot. Anybody is trusted with that. So it'll be interesting to see who actually this play is designed for.
It's interesting also that Rebecca Dahlman checked back in the ball game for Lexi Held. Now Dahlman's that inside-outside threat. Great free throw shooter. She can take it to the basket, so that's yet another option.
She is also a wonderful facilitator, and with the way that she can drive to the basket and draw defense to her, that might open somebody up for a quick 2.
Here's the final 19 seconds. DePaul down by 2. The handoff to Dahlman. And that'll be a block. It'll be called against Rachel Saunders. And the Creighton fans in attendance don't like that one.
Wow. I mean, there was contact there both ways, and DePaul, that's a shiver me timbers type of call. Rebecca Dahlman now with 2 big free throws.
Dahlman, 88% free throw shooter, misses the first. She will go for the free throw here. There will be no intentional miss with 13.5 seconds. A 1-point game. Creighton will get it in. And the whistle.
I think that's a timeout right away by Jim Flannery of Creighton. A 30-second, wanting to make sure that he gives his team final instructions as to how to handle this pressure in the backcourt. Don't want a turnover at this point. You either want to get the ball down the court or get fouled.
And that was not the part of the court that he wanted that ball in, and that's why he called immediately. That, by the way, the final timeout for Creighton. DePaul with 2 timeouts remaining. But now a second left the clock, 12.5 to go, and the Blue Jays will inbound in a very tough spot down near the end of the DePaul bench, near the corner on the sidelines. Remember, a foul by DePaul will send Creighton to the line. It's a 1-point Blue Jays lead. And it will be Sarda to inbound. Sonia Morrison in the game for DePaul. Campbell guarding Sarda on the inbounds.
That pressure.
Morris, the foul over the back of Elger. Only lost 0.4 of a second, so Olivia Elger will take the long walk the other way. Elger this year, 75% from the line. Tonight, she's perfect in her 3 attempts. Elger 15 of 19 from the line this year. 2 big ones here. The lead is 2.
Now don't forget, this is a DePaul team that leads the country in made threes per game. If they need to, it's kind of their specialty, and they're going to have to come up with a big 3-pointer in these last 12 seconds, Dave.
And they will get the ball across midcourt here in the final minute of the ball game, down by 3. Well, who are you going to go for a 3? You could have Millender, Stonewall, Grays, Dahlman, Campbell. If you had Held and McKelge in the game, maybe even Tanita Allen. Each one of those players, 10 or more threes on the season. Tonight, the Blue Demons, 9 of 24, so they're 4 short of their season average of 13 threes.
9 of 11 players on the stat sheet for DePaul have more than 10 3-pointers this season. It literally could be anybody, but Ashton Millender, your best bet. She leads this team with 37 threes on the season, one of the very best 3-point shooters in the country. But the thing is, Creighton knows that too. So she might be used as a decoy. Lexi
Held and Sonia Morris also in the game for DePaul here. So a couple of freshmen here in the final moments. Rachel Saunders, a freshman defensively for Creighton, and she is guarding Held with 10 seconds. Held, step back 3. Bodies on the floor. No whistle. And the ball will go with 3.4 seconds. I believe it will go to Creighton.
It's going to Creighton, but the bigger problem for Creighton is that right now is that Jalen Agnew on the floor. And it's not good what they're pointing toward. Oh, actually, it looks like they're massaging her calf. Maybe she got a cramp there in her calf. Because you don't want it to be the knee, that's for sure.
Well, there was no doubt who that ball was going to for the Blue Demons. It was Held looking for an open 3, and then it was a step back. I mean, that was all Lexi Held. I was starting to wonder why
she was holding on to it for so long, but that play was designed for her all the way. Lexi Held has had a fabulous start to her freshman year. She has 15 threes on the season so far, and she's shooting 48%. She's actually the leading three-point shooter in the Big East in terms of percentage. And so Doug Bruno playing the percentages right there. She had a good look, rimmed in and out. But interesting that Doug Bruno putting the Big East season opener in the hands of a freshman.
Possession arrow belongs to Creighton as we are still awaiting Jalen Agnew, and they are stretching it out as if it were a calf. Now the folks back in Omaha very nervous about this one because it was Agnew, a little bit of a knee injury coming into the season. She did not practice in the month of October, but she's getting off the floor very easily right now and gets a hand from what has become a nice Creighton ball, or Creighton traveling party, if you will. Tatum Rembaugh will come to replace her. And now the officials are once again over near the replay screen. Bruce Morris, Tom Danaher, and Philani Spurlock have had their work cut out for them here in the final few minutes of this ball game. There was a lot of contact on that miss and on that battle for the rebound, and then no whistle till the ball went out of bounds. Here's Lexi Held. And it was signaled that it's going to go to Creighton.
I think it went off of Kelly Campbell there, trying to go for an offensive board. You know, Lexi Held created a pretty good looking shot for herself with that step back. I'm not sure if the Creighton defense expected her to take it. You see there the little crossover, a nice step back, creating a lot of room for herself. Just a little short, a little off. I say, how do you feel about yourself if you're a freshman getting that call by Doug Bruno to go ahead and take the biggest shot of the season thus far? I mean, this is the kind of faith and confidence that Doug Bruno puts in all of his players. He says he gives his players the greenest green light in America, and that includes freshmen.
All right, how are you going to call that based on the replay? There were arms and legs and ball.
That's why they get paid the big bucks, and we maybe the littler bucks.
There's the score. That's what matters right now. There's the time. 3.4 seconds left. Any foul by DePaul or by Creighton would put the other team on the free throw line in a three-point game. Creighton players came back on the floor momentarily. Again, if you just happen to click this one on, let's say about 45 minutes into this one, you missed a game that saw Creighton get up on top of DePaul 25-13. That was in the first quarter. DePaul went on a 12-0 run from there, outscored Creighton 20-2 during the first 5 minutes of the second quarter to build an 11-point lead. The Blue Jays just kind of kept battling back. They've held the lead here for a while in this second half. We had several lead changes in this second half, a total of 10 altogether. We've been tied 14 times tonight. And this game may come down to what those two officials right there, Philani Spurlock and Bruce Morris, see on that screen.
Yeah. I think they're struggling just as much as we were, Dave, because it is not clear at all.
You know, and truly, you may see it hit a knee, but then you may have to wind it back. Whose knee could that be?
Yep.
The initial call, remember, was Creighton basketball with 3.4 seconds left, and we have our decision. And it will be Creighton ball. Dahlman and Graves will check in for DePaul. It flat out is a Blue Demons task to steal the inbounds or force a 5-second call. Remember, Creighton is out of timeouts. Sarda to inbound. They get it to Elger. Elger will wind it down, and Creighton will come to Chicago and upset the 19th ranked DePaul Blue Demons.
Wow. What a game by both teams. The ups, the downs, the runs by both teams. But we talked about Creighton and their poise in weathering that storm that DePaul does to so many teams here, especially at McGrath-Phillips Arena, where they can string together a bunch of points usually off of some intense defensive pressure, which is exactly what they did in this game. They got up big. They turned a deficit, DePaul did, into a big lead, but Creighton just really chipping away, showing that poise, showing that character. This is a team of players who have been together for a long time, especially the leadership at the top. And I think that we saw a lot of calm, a lot of leadership from this group. And I mean, this is a huge win for them to come in and beat the number 19 team in the country.
Heroes abound for Creighton, but at the top of the list, it would be Brooke Kissinger, the 5'7" senior from Minden, Nebraska. She got things started early with threes. Kissinger ends up with 20 points after scoring 19 points in her first 11 games of the season. Creighton comes back from 11 after DePaul had come back from 12. It was a great one here in Chicago. What a way to open up the conference season, the final. Creighton 85, DePaul 82, and we thank you for joining us on the Big East Digital Network.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt.